Boxing King Media. Delighted to be joined by a British boxing legend, winner of all the domestic belts, British, European, Commonwealth, and a WBC super lightweight champion, Mr. Junior Witter. It's been a long time, Junior. Been trying to pin you down, so thank you for popping up today.
No problem. Yeah, I was being a little bit busy, but yeah, I was willing to come in, have a chat.
Obviously, we're going to speak to you about a lot of stuff, but I've got to get this hairstyle out the way first. Like, what is it? Is it Wesley Snipes? I can't remember. I can't remember the movie, but it's Wesley Snipes, isn't it?
Um, that's passenger. I can't remember the name of that one, but no, it's not. It's just I did it years ago. I think 2011, first time I did it. I was looking at a picture when they were me, Kel Brook, a few was on training camp, Kid Galahad, Lee Wood, and I got the hairstyle then. So it's been around for years.
It's good to be different, mate. Most importantly, that's all that matters. I think before we kind of speak about anything, I think we should just jump straight into speaking about the passing of Ricky Hatton. And I just when I heard about his death, obviously it was a very sad moment. And then as the days go by, you just think of the people that were quite significant in his career, even though you never fought each other, but you was quite a significant story because your stories kind of ran parallel. Do you know what I mean? A lot of people always kind of mention your names together. There was loads of beef on camera, off camera, but I know you've met since you both retired as well. So just kind of tell me, where was you when you heard the news, and how did you react to it?
I was at the Yorkshire chat round of the development championships, and yeah, it just threw me because for the rest of that day, I kind of like in a daze, and someone came up and told me, and I just went, no. And then about 10 minutes later, someone else told me, then someone else told me, and then it were all over papers. And I seen writes from people phoning me, and I'm just like, it's unreal. I mean, like most people, I thought he'd finally got himself in a better place. He had this fight coming up. I thought, he's got this fight coming up. He's going to get into his training, get his head screwed on. Everybody knows he's had depression. He's had his problems. But last time I seen him early in the year, he seemed to be in a better place. So yeah, it was a right shock. And yeah, it just made the day surreal, and everything kind of happened, but nothing sunk in.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much how a lot of people have described it. So, yeah, I think you just touched on it there. Did you say you met recently as well? How was that one? Where did you guys meet?
I think last time we met was at a boxing show in Leeds. I had one at Lads on boxing, and he had some of his lads boxing. But yeah, since probably 2011, while I'm still boxing, I was going up to his gym, sparring his kids. And it's funny because like I had friends who know him. I had good friends who know him, and like, you two will get on if it weren't for this beef. And I just went, nah. This is like early 2000, 2002, 4. And I went, don't see it. He doesn't seem to have the banter. He's got no flair. He's got no chat when I see him. And then I see him on TV, and I see him in little clips. I'm like, hey, he has got a little bit, but he never seems to have it around me. And then after we're all done, and I'd been up there and started training. He's got banter. He's got flair. He's got charisma. And he was just like, I like this guy, yeah. And we got on. Seen him at amateur shows, pro shows, been to his gym, and we've talked. We've had some deep conversations over years, but no, it was just a real shock, and like, he's a really good guy.
It was. I think you couldn't have summed it any better. I don't think you'll find anyone that's got anything bad to say about him. A lot of people will probably be shocked by that because, and I've seen the social posts where you guys have been together at his gym and took pictures together. But there'll be people listening to that going, "Damn, I never knew these guys actually made up." Because most people just remember all the Sky Sports videos and you guys calling each other out, etc. So when you guys met, obviously after your boxing career, did you guys ever joke about, should we get in the ring now? Maybe do a few rounds now, see how it would have worked out or anything like that?
It's funny. One topic we never talked about. We never broached on actually having a spar. I know it was talked about with people around us, this and that, but we never talked about it because we just knew it wasn't going to happen. Yeah. So we never really broached that topic in that respect. But we just had a lot of mutual respect. Yeah, I mean, you can't knock what he's done in his career. You can't knock what he did, what he was like as a social person, personality. He was brilliant, and it's like you've got to like the guy. And yeah, we got on. We've talked about fights. We've talked about little insights into some of his fighters he was fighting, what they were good at, what they weren't good at. Um, he's had I remember when he brought Campbell up to INGLE gym, and he was there, and we all had good. We had a good day then at championships at Eastbourne when he was still an amateur. But yeah, it's just one of those things. It's still surreal, and it's like it's been a while now. It's been days, and it's sunk in some respects, but in other respects, I can still keep thinking he's boxing at the end of the year, and it'll just trigger, and it's like, yeah, oh no, he's not, and just got to move on. Yeah, I mean, I feel for his kids. Yeah, I do. I really feel for his kids, and it's just a sad situation that he went the way he went at home alone.
I think you kind of just summed it up there, and it's quite when you put it like that. Obviously, it is quite. It's not going to be easy for his family members, especially his kids. You touched on there. You said that you guys spoke about some stuff as well. What kind of stuff did you talk about away from boxing, like life? You must have talked about what life's like after boxing. It's well documented how you never really found true happiness after boxing. I don't know if you can share some experiences. Did you kind of talk about that kind of stuff?
Yeah, we had some heart to hearts about retiring, the end of the game, what's next, what we're doing, how much we can get out of being involved in the sport still, and there was still plenty for us to get out of it, and still am in some respects. Ricky found it harder. The limelight and the publicity side of it, which he thrived on as well. It's just one of those things which is even harder to deal with than just the boxing. So he had it a lot harder than what I had it because of the fame what he had.
Definitely. And with regards to when you was actually in your fighting career, I was speaking to Dominic the other day. He shared the story about the time when I think he was supposed to fight you for the British title, but he ended up fighting John Thaxton with the promise that you would fight the winner if it, as long as it was obviously Ricky. And obviously you won, but they went down a different route, and obviously ended up becoming world champion, etc. And you went down your route. But what do you kind of remember about that period? Or obviously, I'm guessing there wasn't no love lost at that point. But what do you remember about that period where you're sat waiting, thinking, right, I'm going to fight him now?
Yeah, that period's a prevalent part of my life because it didn't start then. It started years before, probably '99, and it carried on till he retired, which was what 2010. Came back 2015, something like that. So throughout that whole period, the fight was a possibility throughout, and yeah, I wanted to fight, not particularly because I didn't like him, just because he was someone who was taking a lot of limelight, and it would have got me some more limelight and made me some more money. And it's that simple. It was never personal for me in that respect. And I've said a few things which sound personal, but it's all about the hype of the game, things that I said. The the way fighters talk each other and around each other, they get up at ringside, they're getting in each other's face. I mean, every now and then there's a bit of pushing and shoving. Someone might take it too far, throw punches. But realistically, it's the hype of the game, and it's the emotion what comes with it, because you want to win, and you want to get out there and you want to prove you're the best.
To be fair, you're 100% right there, because the recent example I saw was, if you remember the amount of hype Nazim Hamed and Kevin Kelly gave each other, and the amount of shit they gave each other. I met Kevin recently in Vegas last week, and him and Naz are best friends. They like FaceTime each other all the time. They're like best of pals. So it kind of shows you, people don't realize it is show business and entertainment, and that's part of the game.
Boxing's a show. It's entertainment within what you do. The punches are real. We mean what we have bad intentions when we throw our shots, and we want to win. And the easiest way to win is to knock someone out. So yeah, we all want the knockout because it feels better. It's a guaranteed win. We know judges. We know life. life's not fair. Judges don't always give it as it should be. So in that particular instance, them moments, we are relentless in the fact that we want to win, and we will say anything to make the fights happen if that's what needs to be done to get under his opponent's skin.
Yeah.
Naz was brilliant at it. George Groves was unreal at it. He was unbelievably brilliant. Yeah, he made the Kyle Froch fight happen with the fact that he was as bad as he was. But look at them now; they get on. Yeah, and me and Ricky got on. I mean, there's not many fighters who I fought who I would say I don't like. Yeah, there's some I'd say I don't know because I haven't met them much after for whatever reasons. But most of them I get on.
Fair play to you for that, Junior. Last thing on Ricky, when was the last time you spoke to him or met him, and what was the situation?
Yeah, I just mentioned it. It was early this year. I'm trying to think. It was before end of season, before summer, so probably May time. And yeah, we just chatted. He was there with his missus at the time. So, and he was in a good place. Yeah.
Can you share your own experiences about how you may have dealt with, like, since boxing? Obviously, I've met you a few times now since obviously you retired, but you're always smiling. But behind the smile, we don't really know what's going on. So you tell me, are you smiling inside as much as you're smiling on the outside?
I smile because it makes me feel better. If I didn't, it's easy to be miserable, and then you get you flip it round, and it becomes an internal bitterness as well, and it's what I don't want. And I'm just thinking, I'm blessed. Yeah, I've got my health. Yeah, I've got decent money. I've got a missus who looks after me.
Nice.
I'd like to change my. I like to be individual. I like to be me. But I'm blessed because I've got good people around me. I've got some good friends, and yeah, I never got the highlight massive fights what everybody remember for history. But I was WBC world champion. I was the best light welterweight in the world. So pat myself on the back, remember that, and try and smile. You've got to be positive, yeah? You've got to be positive about yourself. Give yourself a pat on the back, pick yourself up, get on with what needs to be done. And don't think, well, this didn't happen. It didn't. Now get on and move on and do what you need to do for you.
There's some good advice there for any boxers who are close to retirement, because I think you kind of summed it up nicely there.
For boxers who are trying to retire, find something you want to do and put your mind and soul into that, because if you don't do that, you're bit and bat about a few different things, and nothing gives you that feel of satisfaction.
Right.
Yeah, that you're looking for. So find something you want to do, and then go run with that. And if you've got enough money, don't make it about the money. If you're still like most of us, still needing to make a few pennies, you've got to do something that brings a few pennies in as well.
Definitely, I agree with that. Some good advice there, Junior. And then with regards to yourself, obviously you got this great gym out here in the Eastwood Trading Estate in Rotherham. You got an amateur setup here, and can any kids join? Anyone join? How do people want, if they want to come and train with you, and if they want to box like Junior with a switch hit? How can they join up?
Just turn up. I'm open 6 o'clock Monday through to Friday. Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, they're an hour and a half session. Tuesdays, Thursdays, they're an hour session. Just turn up. We're on Facebook, Instagram as well. So if you want to message on any of them, you can do, or you can just turn up at the door. It's £5 a session, and you just go from that. And then we'll see who you are, what you want to do, and if it's a realistic. And I'll tell you how it is, because boxing's hard. It's very hard, and you have to give a lot to it to get something from it. But yeah, I'm enjoying my time. I've got a couple of decent coaches. So things are moving up. Things are moving on. I've got a couple of pros. I've got a couple of pros who are on the road. I've got a couple of pros who are looking to become prospects, like Ryan Williams, who's decent. He's 5-0 boxing 21st of November in Newark on his next one. Taylor McCreesh, 20th of November in Doncaster. So I'm still working the game. I'm still involved, and I'm learning to get the enjoyment from seeing kids progress. And I've had a kid who's lost, but he did what he hadn't done in other fights. He learnt this little move, he learnt this little trick, and he stepped aside and he stopped himself getting hit. And that was the win. It's not always about getting the actual win. It's the win of who you are, growing as a person, becoming something. You're not all going to be champions. And that's the thing. We're not all going to be champions. But it's a case of if you get better in life and learn from it and become a better person, that's what I'm here for.
I like that. You're sounding like Brendan Ingle. That's the kind of stuff I can imagine him saying. There's a guy at the weekend, well, a couple of weekends ago, who's also mastered a similar art, like you mastered the art of switch hitting and being able to box both ways. Yeah, and he actually did it for most of the fight. He boxed southpaw and boxed rings around Canelo. What did you make of Terence Crawford? And also two questions in that. How did you make of his performance, and how on earth would Junior Witter go up against somebody like Crawford? How would you try and fight that guy?
It's funny. So we'll start with the fight first. So Crawford fought the perfect fight for Canelo. And there was a massive thing, and we all get suckered into it. The size of Canelo is naturally bigger, which he is. But he's also coming back down. And that coming back down he's not picked up the speed with coming back down what he had. He never had brilliant footwork anyway. He was just tough and put it on you. But he struggled in his day, in his prime, with people who move well. And Crawford moves well. Crawford's gone up, and he's gone up a lot. And I just think that was the thing. It wasn't the fact that Crawford went up, it was the fact he moved up as much as he did. It's like, that's a huge step, yeah? And if it were a big step, I'd have said, yeah, easy. But being a huge step, and I'm thinking, Canelo's come back down, it might not, it's going to be harder for him a little bit later on. But he's fit, he's young in his mind, he's not had no severe beatings. Yeah, he's a young, fresh fighter within that respect, even though he's not age-wise. And he just boxed brilliantly. He used his feet well. He moved when he needed to. And what people don't understand is, if you're a puncher at welterweight, you can punch at middleweight. You might not be a puncher, but you can punch and gain respect. He's been a decent puncher, so he can gain that respect. And then because he sat his feet, he's like a little bit heavy. He yanked his feet when he actually threw his shots. He got the correct turn, the drive, and Canelo made mistakes, and then therefore he got punished. And the skills were brilliant.
How did Junior Witter face him? I get the feeling it'd be like a really awkward fight to watch. You both trying to suss each other out. But what would you do against someone like him?
It's funny because, like, I remember years ago someone saying, if you could box anyone in the game right now, this is probably about 9 years ago, and I went Crawford. Crawford right now would be the person I'd want to box because I thought it was brilliant then. And I just think if we met at like welterweight, it'd have been an absolutely brilliant fight. It'd have been a really technical war, but it'd have been a war because he throws bombs, I throw bombs, he switches, I switch. I've got my little tricks, he's got his tricks. And I think it'd have been an absolutely brilliant fight. Yeah, it's a fight that I think that would have really got me up for it. And I think Crawford's like me. You put him up against in a really tough fight, it brings the best out of him. And that's what that did. Because the fight was tough, it was dangerous, and it brought the best out of him. And it's like when I boxed Vivian Harris. At the time, everybody said he was going to destroy me because he's 6 foot, he's banging, he's destroying everybody, and no one can handle his power. You're going to struggle, size difference and all this. Didn't matter. Went out, did what I had to do. And I had one of my best fights. So I look at it in that respect, that's a fight I would have loved to have. So I look at the fighters of modern era who I wanted to box. Floyd, obviously, almost happened. Well, we're not about Ricky. So Floyd, Ricky, Sugar Shane Mosley. That was a fight I thought would have been a great fight. So when I'm looking in that respect, I just think I'd just be me, and I do me. I look back now because I watched one of my old fights the other day, and it's like, that was a mistake, that mistake. and I can see more now because I'm watching it a little bit different scenario. But it's good to do, and it's like, yeah, it'd have been a great fight.
You dropped some names there. I think it's good to remind fans that the two really good wins you got in your record. You beat Colin Lyons twice for the British title. You beat DeMarcus Coley, big puncher, really good fighter, and the Vivian Harris fight as well. Was kind of your crowning moment. And then I think a lot of people may have forgotten that you had that fight with Timothy Bradley, who's seen as like an American legend, unbelievable fighter, got some huge wins, and I think he'll go down in the Hall of Fame at some point, unless he already has. But you lost a close decision to him, and I know you went into that fight with some troubles behind the scenes as well. So it kind of shows the level you were at. Basically, you kind of how shall I put it? You deserved your position at the top that you was boxing. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I did. The big fights, there's loads of big fights that nearly happened. Big name fights that almost came through and didn't happen. A few more coming in my book. But I look at that fight and it's like, that night I shouldn't have been in the ring. But I was. So I dealt with it, and granted I didn't get the win, but I thought I just did enough for the win. Maybe a draw at the worst. He just got it. Rematch should have happened. He didn't take it. He gave up the belt rather than have the rematch, which was a wise move for him, in my eyes. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. Life's not fair. You don't always get what you deserve. But yeah, it just shows the level I was at. The people who are legends respected and feared me. So I am confident in who I was, what I did, and how I did it.
100%. And I think, like you said, that you're always going to get people's respect, especially fighters that fought around your era. And I've seen the British Boxing Board recently, that they put Joe Calzaghe, Shane McGuigan in the British Boxing Hall of Fame. I don't know if it's a new thing or what, but because I've never seen it before, I can put my money on that at some point Junior Witter will join that class. And the last thing I want to speak to you about before I go, Junior, is I know you've got a book coming out. Just tell me when is it? Because the last time I spoke to you, you said it was nearly done. Is it nearly done? And just remind me of the name, because The Avoided, is it?
It's The Avoided. A story of Junior Witter. It was going to be released in a couple of months. We're putting it back now to 10th of March. We're looking at. It just seemed really bad to come out now with Ricky Hatton dying and being such a massive part of my life and my boxing career. It just seemed in bad taste, so we put it back. It's coming out probably March next year. But yeah, things are going good. I'm happy with it. It's done. I'm actually gonna put another piece in about Ricky. Doing that next week. This week, sorry. So yeah.
I respect that. I didn't know that, because I know when last time I spoke to you a couple of months back, when I had you and Johnny in the gym, I think you said it was coming out before Christmas. The fact that you're delaying it because of Ricky, that says a lot about you as a person, I suppose, that outside the boxing. So respect to you for that. So I will definitely come and speak to you more about that as time gets closer. But yeah, anything else before I let you go, Junior?
No, I'm here. Oh well. Anybody needs to come down, want some amateurs in the area, wants to come and give it a go, pop down, see if you like it. All the best.
Yeah, if you want to switch it like Junior Witter, one of the best to do it, come down to the Eastwood Trading State in Rotherham. Thank you very much.
Man, it's crazy to see myself in a game, coming up as a kid playing the fighting games and boxing games. Football, just any sports game, just to see yourself, to be able to play yourself, it's crazy to me. Still to this day, sometimes I can't even believe that I'm actually in the game, but, dreams do come true, the reality sets in, and, we're here.
Respect isn't given, it's earned in blood.